Why do so many African marriages fall apart in Europe when those same marriages might have survived back home? Number one, divorce is easier in Europe, legally and socially. So many African marriages don't end in Europe because they were bad. They end because Europe exposes the cracks that Africa hides. I hope you're doing very good. I just wanted to let you know that I'm actually making time to be able to help people who may feel stuck, some people who may be feeling a little depressed, somebody who's going through a difficult time. I want to make myself available so I can help you. Listen, I've been a public speaker for 22 years and I have seen a lot of things in my own life. Been married for 18 years, now divorced, and I've been through stuff, so I understand some of these things and I want to make myself available to be able to help you. If you want my help, then please do reach out. Either give me a comment or send me an email and let me know how we can get in touch so I can basically help you. I don't want you to suffer alone in silence, but do reach out. If not to me, then reach out to some other people who are out there to help you. Take care. Hello and welcome to my channel again. I am very happy to be here today, just basically to share some thoughts with you today. I hope you've been keeping very well. Today I want to delve into something that I've been thinking about, and I want to talk about something I've seen over and over again in the African community here in Europe. Something many whisper about but rarely say out loud. But now I want to talk about this. Why do so many African marriages fall apart in Europe when those same marriages might have survived back home? Why do so many African marriages fall apart in Europe when those same marriages might have survived back home? And I believe a lot of us, as men and women of African descent, do ask ourselves a lot of questions around that. And I think it's about time that we talk about this, just so we can share our knowledge and our understanding so we know how basically to deal with this problem. This isn't about bashing Europe or glorifying Africa. Let's get that out there. This is about understanding how context, the environment you live in, affects relationship. Because the truth is, many African couples don't realize how much changes the moment they enter into a new culture. And if you're not prepared for those changes, your marriage can crumble without you even noticing it. It's happening. So, today, I'm going to break this down in a very real and honest way. You know, my purpose in being here is to exchange with my viewers or listeners, wherever you may be, man or a woman. You know, if you have watched my other videos, I was married for 18 years and now I'm divorced. And I talk about this in my other videos. If you can go back and watch that, that might help you. But let's go back to what I'm talking about here today. What are the reasons? Number one, divorce is easier in Europe, legally and socially. In many African countries, divorce is complicated, expensive, and heavily discouraged. But in Europe, divorce is legally straightforward. There is government support for single parents. Abuse laws are strong. Women know their rights, and being divorced carries almost no stigma. So, a marriage that might remain unofficially broken in Africa is more likely to become officially divorced in Europe. It's not that the problem don't exist back home. Let's get that right. It's not like we don't have problems in Africa. It's not that we don't face trials and tribulations or whatnot that may come into a marriage setting in Africa. No. It's that Europe provides an exit door that Africa often doesn't. Number two, gender roles change dramatically once you move into a new location or into a new culture, I should say. Many African marriages are built on traditional gender roles. The man provides, the woman cares for home and children. Men lead, women follow. But many couples move to Europe, when couples move to Europe, everything flips. Many African women find jobs faster. Care work, cleaning, hospitality, nursing, and they start earning real money. Many men, especially at the beginning, struggle with language barriers, job qualification, and finding stable income. Then suddenly, the woman becomes the main provider. The man loses his traditional role. The balance of power shifts. This causes identity crisis, arguments, insecurity, and in some cases, controlling behavior. Some men say, "You're becoming too European." Some women say, "You want me to act like we're still in the village or we're still in Africa." This clash destroys marriage if not handled with emotional maturity. Number three, acculturation, meaning one partner becomes more European faster. Living in Europe changes people, but not always at the same speed. Let's be honest. One partner might learn the language faster, get a job sooner, make European friends, adopt new ideas about relationship, equality, and parenting, while the other stays connected to traditional norms. Suddenly you have arguments like, "You've changed. You're not the same person I married. You're acting like you're a white person. You're forgetting your culture." These arguments come from fear. Fear of losing control, fear of losing identity, fear of losing your partner to a new culture. If couples don't communicate, this fear becomes conflict. Number four, migration stress breaks even stronger relationship. Migration stress breaks even stronger relationship. That means even if your relationship is strong, solid rock, but the stress that comes with moving to a new country might even break the strong marriage or relationship. Before settling in Europe, most couples experience long distance relationship, visa struggles, financial pressure, cultural shock, and loneliness. Sometimes one partner moves first and the other one joins later. By the time they reunite, they've grown apart. They don't see things in the same way. They've changed. They've become different people. And what oftentimes we forget is people change. Change is constant in life. And that, You must be aware of it. Migration can build you, but it can also break your marriage, especially when communication is already weak. Number 5, isolation from elders and community pressure. In Africa, your parents, your uncles, your aunties, your church, your community all act as a support system and a social control system. They settle disputes. You're not getting along with your wife. You're not going to call my auntie. I can call my uncle. I can call church leaders. I can church community leaders. They can come. They can intervene. So they settle disputes. They advise. They intervene. They calm things down. But in Europe, it's just you and your partner. You fight. No elders. No aunties. No family meetings. No community pressure telling you to work it out. This sounds like freedom, but for some couples, it removes the glue that keeps them together. Number 6, different expectations around parenting and children's freedom. This is a big one. In Europe, children have more rights. The government intervenes in discipline. Parenting styles are more relaxed. Kids are encouraged to be independent. African parents, you already know, we raise on structure, discipline, and cultural hierarchy. This leads to argument like, you're too strict. Why are you being so tough on the kids? You're too soft. Don't shout at the kids. The neighbors will call the social services. The children are losing our culture. These are the things that parents obviously do talk about or argue about. So parenting disagreement puts huge pressure on the marriage. Number 7, mixed marriages or mixed culture marriages create unique tensions. Not all African diaspora marriages are African and African, are all between Africans. They are African plus European, African plus different African tribe, African plus different religion. Mixed marriages can be beautiful, but they come with cultural misunderstandings, religious clashes, family rejection, different expectation around gender, money, and raising children. When the foundation is strong, these differences, when the foundation isn't strong, these differences can break the relationship. Here's the simple truth all this leads to. Many African marriages don't end in Europe because they were bad. I repeat that. Many African marriages don't end in Europe because they were bad. They end because Europe exposes the cracks that Africa hides. Okay? So many African marriages don't end in Europe because they were bad. They end because Europe exposes the cracks that Africa hides. Many women will tell you that many marriages in Africa, people are enduring. They are just doing it because they have no other options. But when you're in Europe, there are options. So what are the lessons? Okay, final lesson for African couples in Europe. Here's what I want every African couple in Europe to understand. 1, don't try to run a European marriage using African communication. It will fail. Don't try to run a European marriage using African communication. It will fail. When I say European marriage, just means that you are living in Europe. Then don't try to run it as if you were living in Africa. Number 2, don't rely on traditional roles. Life in Europe requires partnership. Number 3, talk early, talk honestly, talk often. Number 4, build emotional skills for men and for women. Number 5, create your own support system. Don't isolate yourselves. I don't know how some people can live. They live in their own world. They don't have that ecosystem where they have people around them, where they draw their strength for people that they talk to. You can't just live like that, but you need that kind of community. Number 6, understand that you will both change. Learn to grow together. Understand that you will both change. Change is a constant currency. So just to end on this, whether you're married, planning to get married, or healing after divorce, understanding these lessons will save you a lot of pain. Marriage in Europe is different. Love is not enough. Communication, emotional intelligence, and partnership matter even more here. I hope this episode helps someone out there see the truth before it's too late. Learn from someone who knows something about divorce and marriage. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode.